Hey you guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel, Peter! Boom, 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 review stuff. And I am live from the bathroom, which is why we have this amazing cavern echo in here today. I was going to do another As Seen on TV product review today, but a long time ago I was asked to go through all of my colognes and talk about my favorite colognes. So I thought I would just sit down today and I would literally go through every cologne that I have, that I wear. And I have right now, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 colognes that we're gonna go through. I also have the prices of each cologne. I have them all written down right here, of each cologne, because I know people, wanna know what colognes are. And it's interesting going through and looking them up. I was like, some of these colognes were more expensive than I remember paying for them. So, but we're gonna get into them, and I have kind of little stories for each cologne too. So it's a little bit more than just a favorite cologne or what scent is it and things like that. I have, like favorite little stories to go along with it. So I'm gonna tell you guys those stories, and then we will go through these. If you guys are interested in me doing a review video of all of my husband's colognes, we can do that too. Because Alex and I, with the exception of one cologne, we wear completely different colognes. We may borrow each other's colognes from time to time, but he tends to like more, I would say, like lighter flavors, like more like, like summery spring kind of flavors, and I'm definitely more of like a fall kind of flavor. Flavor! Viva Las Vegas! So anyway, I'm gonna get into this. I'm looking right over here at all of my husband's skincare products, of which he has like 5,000. He has the entire Jan Marini, I think is how you pronounce it, like skincare line and all this other kind of stuff that he loves to use. So anyway, we could also do that. We could do my husband could sit down and show you his skincare routine, because he has one and I have one, and we could do like a nighttime ritual sometime. That might be kind of fun over here of what we do. I haven't done my nighttime or morning ritual since we've been on lockdown. I really haven't. And mine is not too, well, we won't get into it, but I use the Tatcha, like when I do it, and I use a hydrating, I've talked about this before, but I use like a Laneige, like a lip mask, and I use a hydrating face mask and things like that before I go to bed, but I haven't done that in probably weeks at this point. So let's get into the colognes. I'm just gonna randomly pick a cologne and we will see. Okay, so of course, the first cologne I pick is my favorite and also the most expensive. So let me tell you about the cologne. The cologne is Creed Aventus. This cologne right now, you can see how much I have left of it. I'm almost out, but I can probably make this last another 2-3 months. This is 3.3 ounces, 3.33 ounces, and it retails, are you guys ready, at $435. Here you go. That'll be my thumbnail. This is my favorite cologne of all time. I usually like to have always one really, really nice high-end cologne, and I wanted this for the longest time. My very first bottle that I ever got, somebody gifted to me, which was very nice. And then after that, I just would wear it like, I can't even begin. You guys, this is probably one of the only colognes I will spray on here today, just because I love the smell of it so much. And since I'm doing it, where's the nozzle? Since I'm doing, oh my God, it smells so good. I mean, it literally smells like walking into the lobby of the world's finest hotel. I love this cologne so much. It reminds me of Las Vegas. It reminds me of Miami. I wear it all the time. It's just a very, very sexual, sensual smell. I think it's very masculine. There's also a women's version of this, and they just came out with a sport version. I think they call it more of like a street version. And I honestly don't, I have a sample of it. Their samples sell on like eBay for like $25. I honestly do not like the the new one as much as I like the old cologne. It's very, I like masculine scents, and it's very woodsy, very masculine. It just smells just really like a rich scent. I will tell you, I put those 4 squirts on and I will smell it all night long. It's not a cologne that you need to layer on tons. I probably put actually too much on by putting 4 squirts. It lasts forever, and it just is fantastic. So the Creed Aventus is my all-time favorite cologne. And if I had, I thought about this recently, because I will say this, I'm somebody that's worn cologne ever since I was in like junior high. And I mean, I've gone through the Lagerfeld phases, the Polo phases, the Drakkar Noir. I don't know if I ever did wear Drakkar Noir actually. But you know, like the Dolce & Gabbana, I went through that. I've gone through every phase of cologne that like has been out there. And I will tell you, I have one of my all-time, long-time favorites in here too. We'll talk about that next. But this is kind of how I feel about it now. I would rather, and these colognes I've kind of purchased over the period of like 3 years, I would prefer to save up my money and spend it on a cologne that I really, really like, instead of buying 2 or 3 colognes that I don't love, that those together, let's say if I'm spending $30, $40 on a cologne that I don't love, saving that money and spending it on a bottle of, let's say, $100 or $150 cologne. And I know that may seem outrageous to people, but that's kind of like how I do it. I also, because I have been struggling with my weight for the last, whatever, 47 years, I spend my money on shoes and cologne. Those are like the 2 things that I spend money on. So I have a lot of shoes and I have a lot of colognes. But I would rather save my money up and buy a more high-end cologne than buy a cologne that I probably will never wear, that will end up underneath my sink. Do I have one underneath here? Let's see if I have. I don't think I do have one underneath here right now. I usually either give them away or, well, you know what? Okay, so this is a good example. Hugo Boss. I smelled it on somebody else. I'm quick to ask somebody if somebody has a cologne on that I love, I'm quick to say, what do you have on? Because first of all, I think it's a compliment. And second of all, if I smell it, I want it, you know? And somebody that I knew had the Hugo Boss on, but didn't know exactly which one it was. So I went to the store and I bought 2 different bottles, and I think that they retail between like $30 and $40. I gave both of them to my husband. He loves both of them. And they smell great on him, but they smell horrible on me. And I got them home and I was like, I don't like these. Well, I had just wasted like $80, right? So I would have rather saved that $80 and spend it on a cologne that I really, really like. And so that would be what I would suggest to you if you're going to give a gift, or to somebody out there that if you're going to spend money on a perfume or a cologne, find one that you really, really like and spend the money on that. In the future, there are probably, out of all the colognes I'm going to talk about, there's probably only 2 or 3 that I will continue to purchase in the future, and this is definitely one of them. So, for that to be said. The next cologne is a cologne that my mother purchased for me probably when I was like 20 years old. And what's interesting about this is I had actually, for that Christmas, I had bought her the women's version, which they still make it. It's Michael Kors for men. It is out of, what is it called? It's unavailable. It's not out of stock. It's discontinued. I love the bottle. I love everything about it. It is so fantastic smelling. It smells like a library in fall, but like it doesn't have like the leather scents to it and whatever. It's a super sexy smell as well. And it's also one of those smells that like, I cannot tell you how many times when I wear this, I get stopped and people are like, what do you have on? What do you have on? I actually got this at overstock.com, and this is a little bit watered down. The color is usually like a really, really, it's more kind of like this is what the color usually is. You can see how watered down it is because it's discontinued. I actually met somebody a couple years ago, and as soon as they so y'all know I'm in recovery. I've been sober for 25 plus years. It was at a meeting and they walked in and I could smell it a mile away and they had this on. I go, do you have Michael Kors for men on there? Like, how do you know? Nobody else ever knows this cologne. And I was like, yeah, that's my go-to cologne. Unfortunately, it's been discontinued. I'm not going to buy any more that's like on overstock.com because it is watered down. When this is like full flavor, it is really strong and fantastic. I remember dancing so many nights in nightclubs to this when it was just like hot and sexy and sweaty on the dance floor, you know, and you'd like run outside to get like, you know, some fresh air and whatever. And this is what that reminds me of. I love it so much. I have to tell you at the time, in case anybody knows where to get this, because I have literally looked for 20 years. Somebody that I used to work with back in the day, they sold oils, like, you know, like oils that you would put on. And they had an oil that was called Victor Newman. I cannot find this oil to save my life. Victor Newman was actually a character in the soap opera Young and Restless. And I would mix the Victor Newman oil with the Michael Kors, and it was literally like the sexiest scent in the entire world. I kind of go for sexy scents, just so you know, okay? I think that the smell like defines us a lot. So I think you should have a signature scent, and this is definitely mine these days. But this, if I had to just like pick an old school fragrance that I would keep forever, this is it. At one point, this was like $30 at Perfumania, and I was like snatching it up, and I was buying like 3 and 4 bottles at a time, but it's gone now. So anyway, my mom got me started on that. So my mom wore the Michael Kors for Women, which I love that smell. And when you smell it, it's so exotic and different that like you don't, like a lot of people don't, you know, have the same smell. So I love that so much. Okay, the next one, since I just showed this, is Replica by the Fireplace, and I got this at Sephora. I think you can get it other places as well. Oh, by the way, I don't know what the Michael Kors retails for because it's no longer available. The Replica, and this is, let's see, I think it's 3.4 ounces as well. Does it say on here? I don't even think it says on here. It's by Maison Margiela, and it is, let's see, where is it on here? I don't see it. Replica. It is $130. I purchased this last fall, and I still have tons of it left. It smells like a fireplace with s'mores, is what it smells like. And I know that smell, it sounds bizarre, but all winter long, I spray this on myself because I just love the smell of it. It reminded me of Christmas, and it's just, it's sweet and sultry, but very woodsy. It's not necessarily 100% a masculine smell. Like, anybody could pull this off. And I love this smell so much, and the bottle is very cool too. They have a whole line of them, and to be honest with you, there's only like 3 of them that I don't like. Jazz Club is another one that I love. There's a lot of them that I really, really like. Since this one is staring me down, I will show this next one. This is Prada Black. This is also discontinued. And this was a present that somebody purchased for us for our wedding, and we wore this to our rehearsal dinner in Las Vegas. And we also wore this at our wedding day. We got married at the Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas. And I think this is not the original bottle. Oh God, it smells so good. It reminds me of our wedding. It reminds me of Las Vegas and our wedding and just walking around that August and the heat and stuff. And it is such a fantastic smell. And this is another smell though, even though it could go both ways, and it's a men's cologne, but it could definitely go both ways. And I have no idea how much this is because it has been discontinued, like I say. And Alex actually bought, this is Alex's, and he has a lot of it left, and whenever I spray it on, he always says, only 1 or 2 squirts. Because he loves it so much. But it is so fantastic. I wish they would bring it back. They actually do have a new one, and it is $110, and it's just called Prada, and it looks like this, but it's a clear bottle. Okay, the next one is, oh, it's a new favorite that I actually kind of, I had looked at it at Saks for, like, ever. This is probably 3 or 4 months ago that I purchased this. Woo! So many colognes in here. I used to love to layer colognes. I don't do that as much anymore, so that was kind of a little joke. But I saw this area at Saks forever and I thought it was very classy. I had seen their ads in magazines and online, and I thought, wow, this is really cool advertising. Like, have you ever seen an ad where you look at it and you're like, I want to be that? It kind of reminded me of a little bit of like Alexander McQueen mixed with, why can't I think of her name? Oh, the designer that does the W. Why can't I think of her name? But she does some really wild clothes, and I love her. And that is, oh, I'll think about it. I'll think of it in a second. But this is Jo Malone, and I asked them which one to get, and it was between 2 that I wanted. I wanted the Jo Malone 154 or the Jo Malone Tonka. Well, they didn't have a full bottle of Tonka, thank God, because I ended up getting the 154. This retails for $140. I don't know how I have made this last so long because I'm literally wearing this like every day. And this scent is unbelievable, you guys. It is so crisp and clear. I think these are mostly colognes that are aimed towards women, but anybody could wear them. I love this clean. It's kind of like a spritz to it. It's kind of a little crisp, and but it's so fantastically like rich, and I love it. It has kind of like, I would say like some patchouli scent to it, and maybe like some cedar, but then it's also citrusy. It's fantastic. And they were so nice because I literally bought like 3 colognes that day, that since they didn't have the bottle of the Jo Malone Tonka for me, they gave me this. This is a sample size, I said, of the Tonka. And I think that this, you can see my camera in there. Hello, camera. There it is. I think this retails, if you weren't gonna get a sample, like a travel size for like $70. So I don't know what this is that they gave me, maybe $35, $40, but I think this was really nice. I don't love the Tonka as much as I love the 154 though. Okay, The next one I'm gonna buy, I got this at Nordstrom, and this is, I don't know which Prada it is, but it's this Prada, and I got it because, you know, of the other Pradas here that Alex had, and so, another thumbnail? So I got it for that, because I thought it kind of reminded me of that, but it was sweeter. This really reminds me of, okay, do you guys remember the Jean Paul Gaultier that I think Alex still has some actually, that comes in the bottle that looks like a woman? That's what this smells almost identical to. And I thought when I was at the store, I tried it on, I was like, okay, let's see. I tried like 4 different colognes on, and this is the one that I settled on, and I hate it. I hate it. I would never buy this again. Like, I really, really don't like this at all. And this retailed for, the other one is 94 actually, the other Prada. This one is 110 and it's horrible. I cannot stand it. I don't like it. Okay, so Alex bought me this. I asked him for, I think it was Christmas last year or my birthday or something. He asked me what I wanted, and I said, I want you to pick out a cologne specifically for me because I like, you know, that I want to smell like something he wants me to smell like. And he went through a lot of colognes and looked. And he ended up getting me Acqua di Gio by Giorgio Armani, and you can see quite a bit of it's used. I love this smell so much. It's a very, very masculine smell. It's a little different than what I usually wear, but like if we're going on a date night or whatever, I typically always wear it, and he has noticed, I think maybe once. But anyway, it doesn't really matter, does it? I just feel in the mood. This is an in the mood cologne, you know? And this is actually more expensive than I thought it was. It was $138. I looked it up online. And I've known a lot of people that have worn Acqua di Gio through the years, but there's different kinds. There's like a clear one, and then there's this. This one is, I would say, more of a winter scent, more of a fall scent, and it's like very rich and kind of like, again, like there's I can smell a patchouli scent to it, and like a little bit of a cedar as well. So it's definitely more of like a stronger kind of winter scent. It's not something that you would want to wear on the you know, it's very strong. It kind of reminds me of like, you remember like back in the day when I was growing up and my mom would wear like Poison and stuff, it was like too much. Like you don't want to put too much of this on. Okay, then my other go-to, besides the Michael Kors for men for years, was Chanel Blue. I love this. I can tell you to this day, you would think of all the people that wear this, because so many people wear this, and this is the Parfum spray. I went up a little bit because it was supposed to actually hold a little stronger, so I paid more. You can see it's like yellow, goldish, instead of just the white lettering. Don't waste your money. I don't think it holds any different than just the spray cologne does. And this one is 125, and I think the regular one is like 110 or 95 or something. Just go with the regular one. Don't go with this. It's this. I don't think it makes any difference. I really don't. But I love this so much. And it's so clean, and it's just so sexy. And this is a really good summer scent, I think. Like, if you're gonna buy somebody a cologne for the summer, this is fantastic. You make a great, like, graduation present. Not that you're wanting to buy. I mean, it depends on who you're buying. College graduation, you know, grad school, you know, whatever. But it's like a really, like, I have gotten so many compliments on this. That's what I was gonna say, is you would think after everybody that wears this, that, people would be like, oh, you have Chanel Blue on. People stop me all the time when I have it on. They're like, what do you have on? And I'm like, Chanel Blue. And they're like, oh, I didn't, you know. I think it smells really, most scents smell differently on different people, but this one, I think, really smells different on different people, and it's fantastic. Alex loves this too. As you can see, I think I bought this at the same time that I bought the Replica, and we're almost gone with that. Okay, the next one that I bought, the same day that I bought, I think, the Prada. So, Alex's best friend Sarah, she wears Terry Mugler's Alien, and I love it. I have asked her probably 7 or 8 times, what perfume do you have on? She's always like, Alien, Terry Mugler, and it's like, for a woman, I have to say, Alien by Terry Mugler is probably my favorite perfume ever of women, next to the Michael Kors for women, as well as I used to wear, okay, before I got into the Creed, my high-end cologne was, what's it called, Bleecker Street by, Bond, Bleecker Street, you know, the bottles with the stars. I loved it. Bleecker Street is such a, like a unisex smell, but it's very, very light, and you had to spray a ton of it on. So every time I smell this on somebody, this is the men's version of Alien by Terry Mugler. I have to tell you, I do not like it as well as the women's. I wanted to like this so much. I just don't. It's just not a scent for me. It is, I like scents that are very, like, make you think of, like, you know, a guy with like a blue Armani tie on, sleeves rolled up, you know, some like sporty watch, and he's just kind of like sitting on the side, you know, with his jacket. Those are the kind of smells I like, okay? Like, who is that person over there? This is very like in your face. Like, I just walked in the room and here I am, and it's just a lot. It's a lot for me and I don't love it. So I would never purchase that one again. And the last one was actually a gift from somebody that sent this to Alex and I, a viewer over here, of Frank, and he sent us so many different things. He sent us cups and whatever, but he knew that I liked cologne, and he sent us Dior Sauvage, a huge, you guys, look at this, it's a huge bottle. This is like 3.8 ounces or 3.4 something ounces, and this is $95 for this. Unbelievable. You guys, this is one of the best colognes I have ever smelled in my entire life. And no, I'm not just saying that because somebody sent it to me. Because if somebody sent me something I didn't like it, I'd probably just be like, oh, I forgot it, you know? But this is fantastic. This is so good. This is like the cologne. I mean, I had seen it at stores and never smelled it. And it was like the cologne that I didn't really realize I needed. It is so fantastic. And it's really a summer, like spring, like a hot summer night scent. It's very, very sexy. I'm really, really excited about this. This is one I definitely will be buying again. Alex and I have both been using it, and look, it's lasted forever. We got this like last fall. He sent it to us, so we have tons of it. And the bottle is very cool. I'm kind of like somebody that has to be sold on a bottle too. You can see that like some of my favorite bottles are just very chic, I think. And I know that that sounds kind of stupid, but like I just like the Joe Malone is so simple. I would love like just to have like 10 Joe Malones in a row, which is kind of what the store looks like when you go in there. And then the Creed, of course, I think is so fantastic. And the Bleecker Street, or the Bond bottles are really cool too. Oh, sorry. So anyway, those are my colognes. Put in the comment section below what some of your favorite colognes are, and let me know what you think. I know some of these are like really, did I miss any on here? I know these are really kind of like outrageously priced, but you know, like for me, how you smell really says a lot about like who you are as a person. And it's just like, I love when people come up to me and they say, oh, you smell so good, what do you have on? I love that so much. And so I think, and if you're gonna only get one cologne, I definitely would try and get some samples and pick out what you think is your signature scent. Buy some samples. Don't just try them for yourself. Put it on and see what people tell you. And ask your friends, say, don't lie to me, do you like this? And when they say, oh yeah, I like that, that's nice. Or, oh yeah, that's really a nice smell. Wait till they say to you, what the hell do you have on? That's the cologne you want to go with, or the perfume. That's the one. When people are like, what do you have on? What is that? I want that. That's your signature scent. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.